Hi, it's Zeos, zeoshihan.com, and today we are talking about this question about family. The question is, my family has a huge influence on me, maybe even they are controlling or have big expectations. How do I get away from this? How do I take control of my own life and experience more confidence within myself? So here's my answer. First of all, if you're living with your parents, it is very difficult. I have to acknowledge this because you are basically, your energy field is continuously interacting with their energy field. And if they have the right, or let's call it, they have the authority over the house, over the apartment, over the location or the space that you're in, it's going to be very difficult to establish your own dominion, or let's call it your own power within that space. So the first key is try to find just some job or some occupation that allows you to have your own space. Initially it may just be your room, maybe after a while you even can live with other people together, but it's more tricky when you live with your parents. But it is not impossible, I should also say that. Number two, your mother and your father will always have their views, their opinions, their expectations. If it is not your truth, or if it is not what your soul really wants to do, or what you really feel inside of yourself, you may never be able to fulfill those expectations. But the key question is it their life or is it your life? It's your life, of course. And so that means sometimes as a child or as a son or a daughter, you have to displease your parents in order to be true to yourself. Not necessarily easy, very challenging sometimes and confrontational. But this is the only way you will be happy. If you're always pleasing others, if you're always trying to meet their expectations and you're always suppressing or you're ignoring what really makes you happy, what is really the thing that makes you tick, then you will never be happy. So the choice is really, do you want to prioritize your life, your creation and your happiness, or do you want to please the parents? At some point you have to stop that. And that doesn't matter if they continue with judgment, with projections, trying to make you feel guilty or even trying to make you feel ashamed. You are responsible for your happiness, and only you can create your happiness. You can't create it by pleasing others, not your parents, not your boss, not even your partner. That's just how it is. Number three. That means at some point when you know this is what I really value, this is what is really important in my life, you begin consciously, with your conscious mind, to make plans to move in that direction. And even if you write these plans on a piece of paper and you have no idea how you will get there, at least you're clear, this is where I have to go. This is the general direction that I have to proceed in order for things to become better. Even if you don't know how, you can begin to pray, you can begin to dream, you can begin to visualize, you can begin to place yourself into a better future and to tell that story. That's where I'm going. That's what my life is going to be like. I have no idea how, it doesn't matter, but that is the story I'm telling about my life. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be successful. I'm going to improve my life step by step. Next point. See, sometimes with parents are so convinced of their own opinions, of their own traditional mindset, maybe it's a conservative mindset, that they don't have the ability to listen. So for me, for example, for me to get my point across to my parents, I had to write a letter. I had to literally write a letter and send that letter to my parents so that they would read it without actually stopping me from talking, to actually understand why I have this thought, or what is the motivation, or what is the thought behind what I am doing? Why am I doing it? An explanation of why I'm doing what I'm doing and why this is important in my life. And however they react, you have no control over it. You have no control whether they're judging you, they're increasing their expectations, they feel that you're a total disappointment. You can't control the vibration, the thoughts, the perspective of another person. And so that means if the relationship becomes worse, the more you're becoming truthful, the more you're sharing who you really are, then healing has to be done. From my perspective, one of the most powerful things to do for healing, of course, is Akashic readings or family constellation. Both of these modalities are incredibly powerful. And another thing you can do as an ongoing tool to make sure that you don't give up your power or you just please your parents again is to get to know your inner child, the part of yourself that always wants to please, that doesn't care if it will sacrifice your career, your honor, anything. It just wants the parents, it just wants to be loved by parents. So getting to know this emotional part of yourself, building an invisible relationship, having a meditative or an internal interaction with this part is one of the most powerful ways so that you can stay in your power, you can still connect to your parents, even if this part afterwards needs some additional healing. You're not feeling worse and worse and worse. You may be affected by the interaction with parents, especially if they're very unconscious, but then you're healing the part inside of you that otherwise will continue to suffer. And this is really important for you to become an adult and not to have a part inside of you that is always trying to pull you back into childlike behavior. Lots of information, and of course probably more questions that are coming up as a result. Hope this is useful in any case. Thank you.